had a young man on the show. His name, he actually runs a ministry called, I had to make sure I get this right, Streetlights. And they actually have taken the Bible and they've put it to hip hop music, because of urban youth has become a global culture, because many people aren't reading as much as they used to. And I know with my own children who have phones, they have their own internet speak with symbols and pictures and things like that. What role does orality play within our ministering to people today, rather than being so literacy based?
Yeah, I think that's something that we have to rediscover. Even people who read, they are oral learners. A lot of them are oral learners, even though they are reading, they know how to read. So it is important. I think it's important for us to know, the old methods showed the authority of scripture, and it was scripture explained. Now, I think oral type, this other newer approaches must preserve that authority of scripture. People must know that scripture is the base. Otherwise, what happens is this becomes an entertainment where we are entertaining people with truth rather than basing them onto the word. So always the truth of scripture is basic. The means by which the truth of scripture is presented may be through the logical argumentation method, or it could be through a more story type method. So I think that we have to maintain that basic thing. If we lose that, then it becomes haywire. We are just entertaining people with nice stories.
And you're right, it needs to be rooted. And you mentioned the rooting taking in the scripture, yes, but you also talk about it. Another aspect of that being rooted in scripture is in the corporate worship. What do you think we need to do in our corporate worship to ensure that we're discipling as we are worshiping?
Yeah, I think worship needs, I haven't been in Western worship for a long time. My worship is in Sri Lanka, in our language. One of the greatest needs for our worship is to be more scriptural, for people to realize that what they are doing is scriptural. And worship is a means by which teaching also takes place. I mean, I'm from the Methodist heritage where John Wesley used the hymn book as his theology book. He taught theology using hymns. And so this is a big challenge for us to bring theology into our worship in a way where the heart is touched by the music. Usually the journey from the head to the heart is a long journey, and music can help speed that journey. So worship can be a wonderful means of teaching, but I think we are, because of our entertainment orientation, worship is, to a great extent, we are enjoying Jesus, enjoying worshiping God and getting an emotional high without really rooting ourselves in the word.